Hi everyone, this is teacher Jen from camgush.com and welcome to another fun and exciting lesson from Exploring English Book 6. This is by Tim Harris and Alan Rowe. For today's class, we are going to have a reading activity and it's about travel. So of course, I'm going to read this first and I want you to listen carefully. Be careful with some of the words, okay, and remember the correct pronunciation. Let's start. Peter Smith had a real adventure in Zurapunga, and he enjoyed telling his friends about it. Although he had taken many trips all over the world, this was the first time he had crash landed in the jungle or been rescued by native tribesmen. You don't have to travel to faraway places like Zurapunga to have an exciting trip. You only need to have a spirit of adventure. Travel can be a way of living out fantasies, of turning a dream into reality. When Peter takes a trip, he usually goes on his own instead of traveling with an organized tour. He likes the freedom of deciding where he will go, what he will do when he gets there, and how long he will stay. He enjoys exploring remote areas where there are no tourists. His idea of travel is based on a desire to escape, at least temporarily, from all that is familiar. When he is in a foreign country, he is determined to participate and not to play the role of a passive observer. Perhaps that explains why Peter has had so many exciting and memorable experiences during his travel. Along with the advantages, there are certain disadvantages in traveling alone. For inexperienced travelers, a trip can be and often is a series of minor catastrophes and disappointments. Failure to understand the language, not being able to ask directions, taking the wrong bus and getting off at the wrong place, being stared at, eating unfamiliar food, and spending sleepless nights in unfamiliar quarters. Even experienced travelers can have these problems, as Peter found out when he went to Zurapunga. Not surprisingly, there are many people who prefer to travel with organized tours. They feel the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. Group tours are often cheaper than traveling alone. They can provide their members with substantial discounts on airfares and hotel accommodations. Experienced people have planned the tour and all arrangements are taken care of in advance. There's no problem with making connections or finding a hotel. Professional tour escorts look after the needs of every member of the group, and local guides are provided to show them the sights and explain the customs of the different countries. Many travelers enjoy going on organized tours because of the opportunity they have to meet other people and make friendships that can last a lifetime. Now it's your turn to read this story. To do that, you can pause this video for a while, then read. When you are done, you can press play so that we can continue on our lesson. Now, it's time for us to answer the questions. How is Peter's trip to Zurapunga different from his other trips? This was the first time he had crash landed in the jungle or been rescued by native tribesmen. Why does Peter like to travel alone? He likes the freedom of deciding where he will go, what he will do when he gets there, and how long he will stay. What are some advantages of traveling alone? You can explore remote areas where there are no tourists, and there's a desire to escape at least temporarily from all that is familiar. What are some of the problems that inexperienced travelers have? Failure to understand the language, not being able to ask directions, taking the wrong bus and getting off at the wrong place, being stared at, eating unfamiliar food, and spending sleepless nights in unfamiliar quarters. What are some of the advantages of traveling with organized tours? Tours are often cheaper than traveling alone. They can provide substantial discounts on airfares and hotel accommodations. Would you rather travel alone or with a group? Why? Would you rather visit Paris or go to a place like Zarapunga? Why? Now, students, I want you to copy these questions again on a separate sheet of paper and then answer them. For the first 5 questions, you can find the answers from the story. But for the last 2 questions, those are personal and you can write your own answer, okay? So now, this is the end of our lesson. I hope you learned something. This is Teacher Jen from Cambridge.com saying goodbye and see you on our next video. Goodbye!